Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the Appalachian Brewing Company podcast. It's Mike Parker and Artie Tafoya coming at you once again. This time in the month of March. Artie, we're at a different location than we've ever been here to start things off. We're actually at, I guess this is probably the newest Appalachian Brewing Company location that you guys have, that you kind of came into. I know we've talked about the Carlisle location before, but where are we? What are we doing here, man?
Yeah, we're at our Carlisle location in the Carlisle Barracks clubhouse, right? This is the clubhouse. We run the food service side of this business, and it's been a great relationship so far for us. We've really enjoyed being here. It was already built, so it was very nice. We sort of came in, started operating, and it's been great for us. We're so excited to be here, and I love golf, so it works for me both ways.
So I was coming in off of I'm driving in from like the Hershey area today, and I know where the Carlisle Barracks is. Carlisle Barracks is what? It's a military facility, right, in Carlisle.
I think it's a school. I believe it's a college. It's a war college.
Okay. Yeah. And then off if you ever see like the signs, if you ever get over this way, you'll see signs for like the War College, and they also see signs for the golf course, which I imagine a lot of people probably think is just like a golf course for the people at the War College or something, or it's closed. But it's actually a public golf course.
That's right. That's right. They opened it up to public. I think. I don't really know. I know it's been public for some time because I used to golf with a lot of friends here, but our guest may be able to tell us a little bit more about that than we know.
Well, that's why I want to introduce it off the top. So we're here at Appalachian Brewing Company at the 1757 Grille. That's what it says on the website, right? So
that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So the 1757 Grille, that's the name of like the clubhouse, and you guys have taken over the food and beverage service here, and it looks just like any other kind of like ABC brew pub, except you have. This time you don't have to like talk about golfing. You can actually look out and see golfing out the windows.
It's so beautiful. All the windows there. Everything opens up to the golf course. The putting green's right there, and it's a great place to sit down, have a meal, or a great beverage.
Right. To either celebrate or I guess reflect on how you could golf better next time. How bad you screwed up.
Usually we do that after our round.
All right. Well, let's bring in a guy who knows. We have questions, and everything, and somebody who can tell us more about this place is our guest this week. Artie, do you want to introduce our guest here? Is at the table with us?
You bet. When we first walked into the building, I think the first guy I met was Jeff Green, and he was very welcoming to us. He's been a great partner for us, and it's been a great relationship, and we're now a year and a half in. So we've learned a lot together, and I think he sort of puts up with us, I think, more than anything. But, Jeff, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome, Jeff.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, so Jeff Green. So that's a golf name.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Fairway was taken already.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Jeff
Right
Bunker. He's from, that guy.
It just doesn't sound right.
No.
That's right.
That's usually where I end up, though. So.
I tell people it was destiny, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That is pretty funny. No, I like that. So, if we're going like that, then Parker, then I was born to be a valet, I guess. And Artie, I don't know what the hell a Tafoya is.
Yeah, I don't either. Not sure what it means.
All right. So Jeff Green. So what's your title here at the?
So officially, my title is business manager. So in terms general manager.
Yeah.
But I also wear the hat of golf course superintendent as well.
Gotcha.
That's kind of where my love for this business has been, and kind of where my career has been, and I just kind of morphed into general management.
So does that make you a golf pro?
No, absolutely not.
No, okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay. So so you know how to golf, but what you're doing is you're running the business as
basically,
opposed to
yes,
teaching people how to golf.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I will not try to teach anybody how to play golf. Okay. Nope. Don't have to worry about that.
Darn.
Because see, when I go golfing with Artie, he teaches me how to golf.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, he's like behind me with his hand on my hips all the time. I'm like, Artie, come on,
come
man.
on,
It's
Mike.
all the
Now
hips.
you're spreading rumors now.
All right. Well, listen, since we're on the golf course here today, in the building on a golf course, and we're talking golf and we're talking Appalachian Brewing Company, this is I insisted that I have a drink that is perfect for the golf course, even though it's still a little bit cold. I know that, the golf course looks pretty full today, but it's too cold for me, I think, to golf. But I've got the Transfusion which is one of the Trinity flavors, based cocktails in a can, RTDs, ready to drink beverages. So I'm going to crack that, guys.
Good.
It does sound good. So, guys, beverages around the table, what do you have?
I'm going to hit the Argyle. It used to be called Argyle Sweater. Now it's just Argyle IPA. But a nice sort of a both coast IPA.
Yeah.
A little hazy, a little bitter, but awesome aroma to it.
You see, it's golf appropriate. Guys would wear the Argyle.
Oh, that's true.
The
true.
Sweater, the socks out on the golf course. Jeff, what are you thinking here today?
I'm going to start with the Silver Stock Lager. I mean, Artie's the beer guy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let him talk about what's going on
What
here.
it tastes like.
I just know I like them.
Yeah.
My beer tastes are fairly simple.
Yes.
I'm going to save this guy for last because this is one of my favorites. And I know it's been a staple with ABC for a long time. So
Perfect. Just move that mic a little.
So yeah,
closer.
I got the Silver Stock Lager.
Awesome.
All right, well, cheers.
All right, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
All right, clink, clink,
Clink, clink.
aluminum cans. So Trinity Flavors again. That's if you're visiting like the State Store, and or some of the distributors now that are carrying a lot of these ready to drink cocktails. You're going to look for Trinity Flavors. That's the Appalachian Brewing Company brand. There's a couple of different products out there already. You got the variety packs that have a few different, like the lemonade, the vodka lemonade, the espresso.
No, the espresso's the only one that's not in there.
Okay.
But the hard iced tea and
Hard
the
iced
skinny
tea.
orange are in that
Gotcha.
that 8-pack. Yeah.
Gotcha. And a transfusion. That is a golf course drink for a long time. That's the Concord grape juice and vodka.
And ginger, and our ginger beer, yeah.
Yep. And ginger ale if you're out, like depending on where, but it's perfect with the Appalachian Brewing Company ginger beer. So yeah, it's fantastic. It tastes delicious. So that's refreshing. You've got the Argyle again, and Jeff. So Jeff was asking. He says he has simple beer tastes, but Silver Stock Lager is actually that's you call that a traditional style.
Yeah, we call it the throwback lager. Yeah, you know, it's what our brewers and myself got together and said, what would a beer have tasted like in Harrisburg in the 50s? Right? When the last brewery, I think the last brewery went out actually in 46. The Gropner Brewery was the last brewery still running in Harrisburg before we opened in 97. So we were trying to make what their beer would have tasted like when they finally shut down the brewery.
Well, they had a good thing going because that's a great beer, and that's a good golf course beer. And being in cans, it's perfect for any summer type of outing too. So
yeah, that's the reason I didn't. We used cans for the podcast today because hey, we're in a golf course.
Right.
The best thing we can do is have a can of beer with us or a can of Trinity Flavors.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this place. This is actually an interesting one because Artie, you guys have built, many. Obviously, you have the flagship location, the mothership as we call it, over in Harrisburg. You've got the big one in Mechanicsburg where the soda manufacturing facility is. Gettysburg is known for Appalachian Brewing Company for a long time, but then Carlisle came along. How did that all work out, and how did you actually end up taking over this existing facility, but under the ABC banner? And then, Jeff, you talk about how it's been to have someone like Artie just show up and take
He's like,
disrupt operation.
How honest are we being?
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
As you want. Remember, I can edit this.
Yeah.
So the way it happened was we used to do the Oktoberfest here. So we knew MWR. Jack lives very close. My partner, Jack, he lives close to here. He's only, I don't know, probably a mile away as a crow flies. But he knows the MWR guys. MWR is the group that runs is it the business operation portion or?
Yeah, so there are business and recreation programs within the military, and that's what MWR stands for Morale, Welfare, and Recreation.
Okay.
Just about every military installation has an MWR program of some sort on it, and they can be anything from food and beverage to golf courses to shooting ranges to campsites to all kinds of. That MWR umbrella is large.
It's kind of like
very large
amenities that maybe that the military itself doesn't provide, but since you have this land and space around here that maybe you partner with them and they kind of provide some of those things?
Kind of. I mean, the whole intent is morale, welfare, and recreation for soldiers and their families.
I mean, these are the guys who are protecting us. So
Yeah,
we want them to be well fed, well taken care of.
Carlisle is a very small, I believe it's the second smallest installation in the Army. 400 acres, I believe, is the entire base covers. But we have a fairly big MWR program here. So yeah, that's kind of how we come to be.
Do you think that's because the college is here? I know there's a lot of infrastructure that comes with colleges.
Probably.
Right?
Well, and it's a senior leader college, right? So the majority of the students are lieutenant colonels on their way to becoming colonels and going to become our senior leaders within the Army. So.
So there are going to be some older guys, essentially, that might be established with families and everything already. Like, I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
And so they're looking for, again, I think it's just like surrounding amenities that are near the base that keeps them close, but also opens up some opportunities for them where they don't have to go all over the place. And that makes sense to have like a golf course, to have like a clubhouse that goes along with the golf course. So that, Artie, back to you then. So you found out that maybe there was an opening here to do something?
Yeah, we heard that they were looking for somebody to come in and run the clubhouse at one point. And you go through a whole bidding process to be able to do that. And there's a lot of negotiations and all sorts of things that you go through. And, we ended up winning the contract, so to speak. But it's been great. We've really enjoyed being here. We like working with these guys. They just have been very welcoming. Anything we need, within reason, they try to provide and take care of us on, and it's been a good relationship.
So Jeff, your office now is shared by, you're running your, are we in your office right now? Okay,
no, this is actually our golf professional, Darren Schilt. This is his office.
All right. So there's a lot of golf clubs around and shoes and looks like, who knows what else, but like there is a golf, like a pro shop attached basically with a little, lobby is almost, and then right next door is the brew pub.
Yep.
So what's it been like to have like the ABC brand that's so well known around the area now like right here next door?
It's been fantastic. The partnership, I think, has gone very, very well. Probably better than I could have ever expected. It's a fairly simple partnership, but it's effective and it works. Those guys are the professionals at food and beverage operations. So they're coming to do our food and beverage operations, and it's worked out beautifully as far as I'm concerned. The relationship has been very Artie's team with Nate Voss and right down to the management has been really good. We've worked really well together. This is all new for them coming into the golf and doing the food and beverage for our golf outings and just this whole format of food and beverage operation. I'm sure was very different. And they've adapted, and adapted well, and kind of caught on, and it makes it so much easier for us. To know that they've got the food and beverage, they can handle it, they got it under control. Man, it makes life just that much easier for me. So
they talk about staying in your lane, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we've sort of done here. We've allowed them to stay in their lane, do what they do well, and we do what we do well. And it's, it certainly can be not as good of a situation. If you get somebody in that doesn't work well with you, that doesn't communicate well, all those things can lead to, friction and other things.
Yeah.
And the good news is we can sit down with Jeff. We let him know, these are our ideas. These are our thoughts. He can go back and talk about it. Some of the things we can implement right away. Some of the things need to go through the process. But all in all, I mean, we can make things happen, and it doesn't have to be like pulling teeth.
Yeah. So you guys have so many things, especially this time of year, which is one of the reasons we wanted to get together here, fairly early in March, is because. Okay, so, the Easter season is coming up, so you've got, hey, Lent is happening. People are looking for, Fridays, like this fish, seafood meals and things like that. You've got St. Patrick's Day is coming up right around the corner. And then, of course, it's just the transition from beer, like we talk about, a lot of people going, just naturally moving away from those, maybe if they've been drinking stouts and porters and darker ales and things like that throughout the winter. Now they're transitioning into lighter stuff for as we head into spring. That's a company-wide thing. Does that carry over to this location just because is it?
Oh yeah, you bet. We follow all our same protocols for all of our events. We're going to have all-you-can-eat fish fry starting this Friday. This is the first weekend for that, and just excited, about providing all the people that we not only serve MWR clients. I don't know what you call them, clients, or the officers that come here. Certainly, they live close, so this is one of the easiest places for them to come. But we also serve the Carlisle as a whole in terms of all the citizens of this area. So we definitely want to try to bring more people into the club. It helps both sides because each hand feeds the other, and I think that the more we bring people into this area, they bring more golfers. Hey, maybe I didn't golf, but I came and had dinner here. Maybe now I'll buy some clubs and start golfing. So, it works both ways, I think, and that's been the best thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you find that the golfers have adapted to having a brew pub with such a variety of beers and craft beverages? Too.
We've got some that are just in love the place. I can name a few names, but I'm not going to. But
they're here now.
Yeah, right. They're next door as we speak. For us to be able to utilize the space in an effective and good way, and they're very happy, and they support these guys as much as they can.
I had a couple questions because everybody shows up at a golf course and they don't realize that people show up here at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and start preparing the course. They think that it just is like immaculate.
Magically appears.
Well, doesn't it?
Tell us a little bit more about your day, not necessarily what you do, but what you sort of have to make happen. Cause I've always been curious about that.
First and foremost, it revolves around the people, right? So if you don't have the right people, it's not going to work. And we have an unbelievable team here on the ground side as well as inside with the pro shop staff and the cart staff that take unbelievable pride in their work. And that makes everything so much easier. Okay. My grounds guys, most of them show up before I do. All right. Most of them are retired. They've already had a career. And they just, are looking to make a couple bucks and kind of stay out of their wives' hairs while they're retired. They get up early inherently anyway.
Because they went to bed at 7 p.m.
Well,
no, I'm kidding.
Right.
Just joking. They're not that old. Yeah.
So, but a general, just to give you an average day here, we mow greens every day. So we've got at least 2 greens mowers leaving the shop every morning by 6 o'clock. Tees, fairways, approaches get mowed at least twice a week. And on those days that we're mowing those different aspects of the golf course, they also are leaving the shop by 6 o'clock, if not earlier. If we have a big outing or something, we've had some 5 o'clock and 5:30 start times already. We're not afraid to do it, so we can get out there and get our work done. And then you throw in some spraying and things like that for turf health and those kinds of things. And it's just it's logistics. It's definitely logistics, but it's having the right people in the right places at the right time and the training that goes with it. There is a lot more that goes into it than the average person, golfer, even realizes. I have people tell me all the time when they walk through my shop and see all of our equipment and all the different things that we do, and they go, "Oh my goodness, I had no idea
how do you,
that you did all this. This is what had to be done." And
imagine having a quarter acre or something, like around your house to kind of mow, and how much of a pain that is. And then having to take on what you deal with.
Multiply that by 400 because we're sitting on right at 100 acres here.
That's great.
You look at it and you think, people show up and they're just like, "Wow, this looks great."
Right.
And I've actually had a pro golfer from up in State College show up. Brought him in. He works with Nittany Beverage. He runs Nittany Beverage, and he was down golfing. He's like, "This is a gem." He's like, "These guys, this course is in great shape." And that's definitely hat tip to you for doing everything that you do.
Yep.
And people who are pros on the outside come in and see it. That's a little bit different than the guy just showing up and just playing around. But that's great, and I think it is. I think it's a hidden gem in this area. We just got to get the word out, and they're pretty busy. How much busier could you be? How many golf days do you do a year?
Oh, I don't actual number of days. I don't know. I could figure it out, but the general season is April 1st to about November 1st. Anything before or after those dates is what we kind of consider bonus.
Right.
Bonus
Something
weather,
extra,
bonus money, bonus play.
We had a real winter this year. So
we did, and that's what's skewing things.
Yeah, that skews things a little bit.
So, but on average, we've been around 35,000 rounds a year in that ballpark, give or take 1,000 rounds here or there, which
that's
is
a
healthy.
lot of divots.
Well, it is. And as far as public golf goes, that's healthy. We can do more. There's room for growth there. What a lot of people don't understand, I hear it all the time still, is that they don't realize we're open to the public.
Yeah.
They still think that this is military only, military credentials only, whether you're a retiree or active duty or a veteran, and we're open to the public. Now, there are some preferential treatments that go on for our military personnel, but
that's like having club members, right?
Yeah.
It's like having a
Yeah.
So that's
the ultimate club.
Yeah.
Military.
yeah, that's right.
And previous, I think it was in the early 2000s when they went to open to the public. And prior to that, it was military only. But
when was that? I'm sorry.
Early 2000, it was right around 2000 or 2001.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So you talk about like outings and things, because that's what people run. Me and Artie worked together for years, and then some of the things that we do together would have like those tournaments. Do you guys do all that kind of thing too?
Oh yeah,
a ton of them.
Yeah, just a ton, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We do a lot of corporate events, a lot of fundraisers. We run a couple of our own events, internal events, but everything's open to the public, and we do all of it.
Beautiful. Yeah, they keeps them busy. They're running day, morning to night, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That is a good question. So what do you do then when you've got a golf course that you have that 6 or 7 month definite period like that you mentioned, maybe 8 months, and then the rest of it's bonus. But when you get a winter like this, like, is it a matter of just, you guys, people know that they're just not coming in for that day or that week, or like, are there just so many other things that you have to still keep up with? Or is that a time?
No, it's fairly simple, really. I mean, by Thanksgiving, I lay off the majority of the ground staff. It'll be myself. I have a full-time mechanic, and then I have another part-time employee that works and helps in the shop doing repairs and stuff like that. So in the wintertime on the ground side, there's 3 of us, and I'm one of the 3. Mm-hmm. And that's when, any major repairs that need to be done get done. Any major projects that we might be working on the golf course, it's easier to do them then when there's nobody else out there. Those kinds of things. But the staffing is considerably less.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, the grass isn't growing.
Well, that's just it. Yeah.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
That's fine though, because I still imagine that you guys, and again, like the clubhouse stays open year round, right?
Yep.
And so you're still bringing people in. There's still going to be events and parties and receptions and other things that occur here. Artie, I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on with ABC coming up. Again, like we're going to talk about St. Patrick's Day plans.
Yeah, we got
and some
Irish
other things.
Fest.
Yep. But before we do that, Jeff, real quick, before we get into some other brew pub stuff, thanks again for joining us. So you can let us know where people can learn more about this golf course. As we come into spring and you're looking for somewhere new to go, how do we learn more about the Carlisle Barracks Golf Course?
Well, you can go on the Carlisle Barracks MWR website, which is simple. It's easier to Google it, just Carlisle Barracks MWR, and we'll pop right up. And then you can kind of scroll through and see what all programs our MWR has to offer and find the golf course. Call the Pro Shop, 717-243-3262, or just come on out. Come on out. Don't let the big security gate down by the road scare you. Just come on back. To get to the golf course, you don't have to go through the security. checkpoint. Just keep coming back over the railroad tracks, and we're here, and we're welcoming new players and new people all the time.
Awesome. I think most importantly, you guys are open to the public. It's a nice, convenient location. It's gorgeous, and they have a heck of a clubhouse here now, and especially
it's
not
beautiful.
only the Pro Shop and the ABC, brew pub right there. It's just this is definitely a cool place to be. Artie, let's talk. We're not going to take a break this podcast. We're just keep rolling.
Going. Let's go.
But so I'm seeing everywhere I go. My wife works in retail clothing, and every once in a while I'll pop in to see her or something if she's working on a weekend and say hi. And I notice everywhere there's green T-shirts, like the drink, whatever the St. Patrick's Day T-shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You're looking for your lucky green T-shirt to wear. It's that time of year. What's going on with Irish Fest leading up to the big day?
Well, we're in full swing on Irish Fest right now, where we have Irish meals, the box tea, the corned beef and cabbage. We have the fish fry, of course. This is the first weekend. I think I might have mentioned that already, that we have the first weekend of all-you-can-eat fish and chips. And it's just a great time to be at Appalachian Brewing Company. And, of course, we're all Irish, right?
Right.
So that's what Tafoya is. It's definitely – it used to be O Tafoya, but they changed – they just knocked the O off because it was a little long.
Yeah, when he came through Ellis Island, they said, nope, you're not.
Nope, going to knock the O off. Exactly. So, we're in that time of season. We got, of course, our Susquehanna Stout, which is, stout beers. It's an Irish dry stout. And then we have the Celtic Knot as well. We just came out with the blueberry sour, and that has nothing to do with Irish Fest.
No, but it's close to being green. And blue is close to being green.
It's not as close as his last name.
That's funny, though.
But, yeah. So do you guys do anything with the golf course in this event-wise or anything like that?
We don't do anything, not for St. Patrick's Day or anything like that. One of our early first events is our Commandant Scramble. It's on April 12th. It's a 1:00 shotgun. That's one of our tournaments that we do ourselves. And, again, it's open to the public. It benefits our boss, Better Opportunity for Single Soldiers program. So there's a cut of the registration fee that will get donated to the boss program here on base. And, it's been this is probably year 5 or 6 for that event. And, generally pretty good turnout. A lot of people will wait to see what the weather's going to do that early in the spring. But yeah, that's one of the, and then by May we're kicking into corporate outings and fundraisers, and leagues have started, and regular play.
You got it. March has to be a fun. We have to make fun things to do in March because it's a crapshoot in a sense. Right. It's like I know Jeff's planning for man, these golfers. It's sunny today, and look at this. Everybody's coming out, and it's it's what March 7th or 8th or something, and you're like this is gonna be great. And I think, and all of a sudden in a week or two we have 36 inches of snow.
Right. Right.
So
exactly.
I think the blizzard at 96 was in late March, wasn't it?
Everything comes to a screeching halt.
Yep.
But it is one of those things where you just got to. I guess you have to be flexible. And same thing, Artie. It's it's just because Irish Fest menu is out doesn't mean that there's not other things that you can the old reliables. You want to come in and have a burger, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you bet. Burger, wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's talk about some other locations though too, because you guys do some things with the dancers that people really look forward to. Do you know where is that happening this year? And
yeah, we have it. Not as much as we have in the past, but certainly I believe in Mechanicsburg and Harrisburg we're going to be doing some of the dancing, and Gettysburg's sort of in full swing by then, and there's not enough room for dancers there, which is good. So we're going to be doing a little bit of all that for this Irish Fest, and pretty excited about it. It's sort of the kickoff to our summer season.
Yeah,
we're
getting there.
Yeah, so
like I said, you have to make March fun because it's that the skies will fool you. You look out the window and you say how beautiful it is. Then you walk out and the wind is howling, and you're not quite sure if it's going to last, but it's muddy. So there's just a lot of things. So still planning some outdoor events with an indoor backup is always a good thing to do in March. But obviously, if you want to do anything like that, I always love the atmosphere when the Irish dancers are in one of the brew pubs. So if you want to find that out, of course, follow social media. Just check them out on Facebook, abcbrew.com for everything else. Guys, I was looking at just one of these life things that came up today. Have you ever? I'm driving through now that I was coming up Interstate 81, and I realized there was a chip in my windshield. You ever have that happen to you?
Yeah.
And there was like I thought that I had heard something, like I think it was at night the other day, but that's one of those crappy things coming out of winter where there's all these cinders and salt and stuff all over the road, and I got nailed the other day. Now I was making a phone call. I guess that insurance covers that kind of thing. Has that ever happened to you? Is it a pain in the butt?
It used to be great because they would just they'd send somebody out to do a repair.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Yeah, they can do that.
And it was a little bit easier, you know, you're not having to schedule a time to drop your car off,
Right.
do everything. They would show up at your house, that type of thing. And Safe Flight says they do that, but it's a little bit different than that, I think, normally. But one thing I found more recently is now they just do windshield repairs because I think the deductible's high enough that it just doesn't make sense to do the repairs anymore or something like that. Is that what it is?
It sounds about. I mean, it's going to depend on how bad it is.
It's not a
whether
great
they need to replace
situation.
it or they can repair it.
You have to chase the guy
but-
down that shot the rock at you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! No. So what was making me think about that was as I was relating it, because I'm having this repair scheduled for next week, and as I was driving up, I was thinking, man, this would be a place where I wonder if has anybody ever hit a car with a golf ball like coming up?
Not that I know. I'm sure it has happened. I am positive it's happened, but not that I've been.
But you don't
have
have Safe Light on speed dial. Right?
No. Generally,
That means he hasn't hit a car yet.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Right. There's actually an investigation going on right now. He doesn't want to talk about
There's and I'm not to get into law because I'm by far qualified for that, but a lot of people don't realize if you hit a golf ball and it does damage to somebody's property, that's your responsibility because you hit that golf ball.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
I was in
golf ball hit caused the damage.
I was just in Ocean City, and there was signs that said if you hit a house and you cause damage, it's the golfer's responsibility.
Yeah,
but in Florida, there's a law that it's the homeowner's responsibility.
No,
Well, there's so many golf courses down there, so many golfers, so many visitors. That they just figured it's easier just for the homeowners to use their homeowners insurance, I guess. But I don't know. It's interesting. Every area is a little bit different, I think.
Well, that brings me back to the question because, like, you've played on golf courses that are, like, in other words, like kind of pretty tight. Like, I'm not the world's worst golfer. I'm certainly not great. I'm barely good. You know what I mean? But like, I'm hoping that I can at least avoid a house, 60 yards away, like to my right. But every once in a while, everybody just shanks one. But so what's it like? So there's some tight golf courses where obviously there's homes lined on either side of them. I mean, especially in like Florida. I mean, that's just every neighborhood practice. But are there homes at all along this golf course?
Back on number 14.
Okay.
Along the right side of 14, there's we kind of back up to a small neighborhood off of Trindle Road. Other than that, no.
No. Okay. So that's
Have you
good.
heard anything from them or not really?
We have.
Every once in a while.
We have. Normally it's not good, but we deal with it accordingly.
Right. No, I forget what golf course it is, but there's a golf course. I probably do know which one it is, but I don't want to mention it. But by name, there's a house that, I mean, it must get peppered.
I know exactly which one you're talking
and it's
about.
up on a hill.
Yeah.
And
It's all right, Mike. It's Valley Green.
Is it okay?
Yeah, we have our beer in there every so often, so it's okay to say it.
I was always thinking, like there's if I had that house, there'd be like
it gets hammered.
There'd be like two Rottweilers on like chains, just like. So, but no, that and I recall playing on other courses too, where houses are around, and especially when you're just learning. So what I guess I'm getting at too, Jeff, is this a golf course that's kind of ready for all levels, beginners, people who up to the pro? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. The way I describe this golf course is what you see is what you get. Everything's right in front of you. There's really nothing real tricky about the golf course. It's a great golf course to come out and feel good about your game. Even if you're not hitting the ball real well, you're probably going to score better here than you would at a lot of other courses. But at the same time, there's enough trouble out there that it'll get you if you let it.
Yeah.
This golf course is not overly difficult, but it's not the easiest.
So it's challenging, but it's
very fair, and I think as part of our popularity is it won't kick your butt.
Okay.
You're going to come off the golf course and feel good about your day of golf.
Do you are you still adding to the characteristics of the course? Like, do you guys ever plant trees with long-term goals of saying, I'd love to have a tree on that corner or that dog leg over there?
So we do things like that. It's funny, if any of our members heard you talk about me planting trees, this would be a totally different conversation, because I've cut way more down than I've planted, I can tell you that. But yes, we're always looking for ways to. In fact, I'm in the process of working on a tee and bunker renovation project that hopefully will come through in the next year or so. That's going to kind of revamp some infrastructure more than anything. But we're always looking for ways to do certain things, to change character, upgrade. Yep. And then the one thing we strive, and we're very proud of, is we strive to put out the best product on a daily basis. So greens, tees, fairways, bunkers, everything manicured to the best of our abilities, and so we can provide the best product.
And you do a good job at that. There's no doubt.
I appreciate
it. What's the history of the course?
It's vague, is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. The golf course as far as I know, does not have any well-known golf course architect behind it. In fact, I've heard some stories where it was a colonel somewhere along the way that just kind of drew it out on paper.
Oh, interesting.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. So back in the 60s, back in 64, I believe is when 9 holes were opened kind of over here where we're at now. And there were actually 9 holes. I believe it was a full 9 holes of golf on the base itself. And you can still see some of the features if you're on post. You can still see some tee boxes or where some tee boxes were. And then in the late 60s, they put another 9 holes out here and moved. So there was a full 18-hole golf course out here then. Nice. So there were 9 holes over there for I'm not sure how long. Probably quite a while, if I was guessing. So since the late 60s, it's been an 18-hole golf course out here. We built this clubhouse in 2019. And it was, So it's
there was a big upgrade when you guys
very
did
big
that.
upgrade. The previous building was a 2-story building, quite outdated, not ADA accessible. It was pretty rough. Yeah. It was pretty rough.
Yeah, there's something to be said about like golf courses that like the golf course itself, depending on your level of golf, you're going to think differently about this, because there's going to be people that are going to like they golf, they're going to golf every weekend out of the year, if not multiple times during the week. There's people that's their retirement plan, is golfing everywhere. And they're going to golf in Pennsylvania, they're going to golf in South Carolina, they're going to golf in Florida, and they're never going to miss a weekend, and that's their life. And then there's other guys like me that are somewhat hackers, but I'm respectful of golf etiquette and like rules and things. And so I think that's a lot of people, meaning I could show up here and not embarrass myself or you.
Yeah.
If you said that guy's with me, okay, I know when to pick up the ball and not to hold up the group behind me if I'm not having such a great day. But the other part is that 19th hole experience, or even taking the turn. And there's some places that are literally a shack and a hot dog and maybe a warm beer. You guys kind of have a pretty good thing going on here right now. So, that's that is great.
Mike, I think the best thing about golf is the camaraderie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a game, and it's a hard game. It's very challenging. Nobody, you watch pros out there, and then the best in the world aren't as good as they could be, right? Because the courses challenge them. But I love getting out with friends and just yakking it up, having fun, playing, doing little, you probably don't do this as much as we do, but, doing little tricks on them, just all sorts of stuff that you do out on the golf course that it's just is a bunch of people getting together and having a good time, and then the 19th hole, is just the sort of the culmination of that. To sit down, enjoy a beer, enjoy a meal,
laugh about the stuff that you did.
Laugh about all the silly things you did out there. And
I tell her, golf. I played a lot of sports when I was growing up, and I started playing golf probably in my late teens, early 20s. Golf is the most frustrating sport you could ever play that I can't wait to get back out on a golf course and play again.
Well said.
If that makes any sense or not, I don't know, but that's the way it is.
Yeah,
I like it.
Right.
I like it. All right. Well, we've been here today with Jeff Green. He's basically, I'll just say that I think he's a business manager. He runs things here.
He's the man.
Okay, he's the
the man.
I don't know about that, but
manager. He's just the man. Right here at the Carlisle Barracks Golf Course. You can look him up. It's an easy Google search. Open to the public. I don't want to say year round, but however most Pennsylvania golf courses would be run, basically anytime early spring through hopefully early winter every year is what they're shooting for. And great, beautiful facility here. And what makes it even better and why we have them on the show here today is because Appalachian Brewing Company is I guess you want to call it the purveyor of the food and spirits here at the clubhouse. So if you're looking for something different, guys, I'm going to give you both a final word. Jeff, if you could just give your last pitch, let everybody know again where you can find you and why come check you out and give you a visit.
We're the Carlisle Barracks Golf Course. Easy to get to. Phone 717-243-3262. Website, just Google Carlisle Barracks Golf Course. We're excited about our relationship with the Appalachian Brewing Company. It's been a great relationship. We're excited to get started on another year. And, please come back, check us out, and let us know.
Thanks, Jeff. We appreciate the relationship as well, for sure.
All things ABC, go to abcbrew.com. Artie, Jeff, it's been a great time. Thanks. We're going to do it again next time, maybe from the golf court. From the course.
The course. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do something. Maybe we'll find a time where we could come out here and hang out in the.
We can get lessons from Jeff.
No.
Is there an outdoor space at all at this location?
Yeah.
For this?
There's a big pavilion.
The pavilion, the patio.
So that's where we're going to do it because I don't want to disrupt the brew. We talk loud and when we're in the room. And I mean, I don't mind being the center of attention every once in a while, but someone walks in and sees us three, they might walk out.
That's possible. Yeah.
Having such a good time. All right, guys, we're going to do it again for Jeff and Artie. I'm Mike. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Appalachian Brewing Company podcast.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.